today's episode of She Has a PhD, the podcast where we celebrate extraordinary women in science. I'm Rita, your host for today. Last time we got to know Dr Angela Tabiri, a brilliant mathematician who is unlocking the potential of young girls in the mathematical sciences in her own country of Ghana. Today she's back to have a short conversation on mentorship. Angela, welcome back.
Thank you, and thanks for having me again.
Today, I'd like to delve into the topic of mentorship, and it is a crucial topic in providing guidance and support for career development. Tell me, has mentorship played a pivotal role in shaping your career path?
Yes, it's played a very pivotal role. So, growing up, like I mentioned earlier on, I didn't think of maths as a career I could pursue, but because of the mentors that I got, so I see mentoring in two sides: people who informally mentor you and people who formally mentor you. So people who have informally mentored me have opened doors for me. So for example, applying to AIMS. So it was a mentor who told me, okay, AIMS had opened, you should apply to it. Then I needed recommendation letters, right? So some other mentors will write that letter for me and say, oh, Angela is cool, she's that, so you should take her. And even for in going to ICTP, it was a mentor. My PhD, even for my PhD fellowship, I needed a mentor in my home country. So because they were focused on us returning, my mentor used to write a letter. So we had to renew our fellowship every year. And every year, my mentor would write about my commitment to returning home and talk about my abilities. So these were very crucial because without it, I knew of people whose fellowships were withdrawn along the way because either their supervisor mentor didn't write anything positive about them, or their returning mentor didn't write anything positive about them. So I've seen mentors having played a very crucial role. Otherwise, I won't be here because they had to open doors for me. And even sometimes they'll tell me about those opportunities, direct me to them for me to apply for them. So I see that as very pivotal in my career.
Amazing. Which characteristics do you think are important in a mentor?
Yeah. So most of my mentors are very, should I say, down to earth. They are very easy to approach, which made it easy for me to so usually for professors, they are usually out there and students to see yourself here. But when professors, for instance, have an open door policy where after lectures you can just walk in and ask them a question. At AIMS is 24-hour environment, so which meant that the lecturers would come to the office in the morning at 6 and leave around 10. And at 6 a.m. I'm already there asking them a question. So it's more of and even for my PhD, right? You go to meet your supervisors, and they ask you to come to this. They sit down with you as a colleague, and they talk to you, not like a top bottom kind of leadership, but on a horizontal level. So it makes you come out of yourself, makes you also a bit confident because you know that they've come down to a level. And they are always open to listen. I think that's something I really see as a strong characteristic. The ability to listen, because very often as junior people, you don't have a lot of senior people who are very busy making time to listen. So it takes a very good mentor to have that time to listen to you. So I think being humble or down to earth, that also the ability to listen. Maybe one final one is also the ability to hold you to the goals or taxes you set together. So
accountability, right?
Exactly, right? So they make sure that, hey, you said this, you have to do it to a very excellent level before they let go of it. So that's also very crucial.
Yeah, definitely being down to earth. Because there is this hierarchy, right, between junior and senior positions. So you want someone that you can talk to freely about your worries, about your challenges. So absolutely, great advice. For an efficient relationship, which attitude should a mentor, but also a mentee, have for their relationship to benefit both of them?
Yeah, so reflecting on this, so for me, something I see lately is that sometimes people take the mentoring relationship, I think mentees take it for granted, right? They don't respect the time that the mentor is putting into it, the effort that they are putting into it. They, they think they feel entitled to it. So when that happens, then it makes it a bit difficult for them. Mentors are usually very busy people, very accomplished people. But once they take their time and their efforts to mentor you, you also have to make sure you are putting in your best. Of course, you can make mistakes, right? But you also have to put in your best. So, for instance, and also being proactive. Oh, okay, when next time we meet, when they give me tasks, updating them. Okay, this is what I have done. What else can I do? So it's being proactive is key, and also putting in your all, because you don't want your mentor showing up and you haven't done what they have asked you to do, and you're just giving them excuses. So you should also put in your best, be
Yeah,
proactive.
show commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think commitment is a two-way straight in that relationship, right? You want your mentor to put commitment onto it, but the mentee should also put commitment onto it. Absolutely. And throughout your career, and you've changed countries and continents and done all of these amazing things, have you always had the support of your family, of your friends, and even mentors?
Definitely, it's something that I'm always grateful for. So, for instance, at the university, when I decided to study mathematics for my undergraduate degree, my family didn't say that, hey, you had to drop maths because you are the ones paying for it. They allowed me to make that decision to study mathematics. And even moving on, in my family, I'm the youngest. My older siblings end up in industries or working in manufacturing industries. But I took the other chair of staying in academia, and no one worried me that you're spending too many years in school. So I had to do, let's say, 2 masters, 1 year. I used to be 1 year, then 4 years. So I spent a long time in school. No one was pressurizing me to find a job, a formal job, or even when it came to settling down with the family, no one pressurized me. So my family has really been supportive. That's something that also drew me back to Ghana, because they have been a very strong supporting system of me, and coming back, starting a family. When you have your extended family around, it's really helpful. You can leave your children around with them. They babysit for you. They also meet their cousins, and you can also go out. So I've had a very supportive family in terms of my husband. My mom takes care of my children. My husband babysits when I'm doing interviews online. My sister. So I have a very big, like you said, it takes a village to
Village.
yeah. So behind a successful Angela is a very supportive family who have made me come this far.
Amazing. And looking from the perspective of a leader like yourself, how do you actively foster mentorship within your team?
Yeah, so I think it's helpful to when you identify, you should help your mentees to identify some of their strengths and also guide them with opportunities. So I've had opportunities where as the leaders in my space have open opportunities for me to meet people who they have thought of to be relevant in the career trajectory that I have taken. So as a leader, it's important to identify the strengths of your team members and also guide them to opportunities that will help them to shape the career that they want to. Yes, and when they come to you also for support in terms of, let's say, a recommendation for a program that they see to be very useful to their career, supporting them with that. So as a leader, you really need to sit back and identify your strengths. It's something that I don't take lightly, because very often we have a lot of skills and abilities, but we look down on ourselves, or we take things like, we don't even think we are good in this. But it takes a very good leader to identify the strength that you even downplay, and guide you to to shape it up to become very strong in that goal. So as a leader, that I see it to be a very good thing to do, identifying the strengths of your team and guiding.
And in the community, you foster this sense of mentorship through the program of the Girls in Mathematical Sciences, right? Like you told us in the previous episode, you actually pair girls with mentors from STEM backgrounds to inspire them, right?
Yeah.
In academia, we see a lot of mobility. Students moving to different universities, cities, even countries. You are an example of that. So it must be challenging to keep a network around you. What would be your advice for younger generations to find good mentors and build a rapport even after people take on different paths?
Yeah. So one thing I've found useful is to update people as you go, your mentors or your network as you go along. So your very close network, usually via email. So usually, let's say at the beginning of the year, mid-year, I send emails to my mentors. Oh, okay, this is what I've been up to. Just had a baby. I'm traveling to this country for this conference. Then they tell, oh, okay, I'm also doing this and that. So you have to actively update your circle of mentors. It's important they know what you are doing, so that, for instance, when you need a recommendation from them, they have these things in mind to put in that. But also, there's a wide network of friends. So, for instance, I have my AIMS colleagues, my ICTV colleagues, University of Glasgow colleagues. I can keep up to date with them and talk them by email or via other personal social media. But I use my wider social media, for instance, my Instagram, my LinkedIn, my Twitter, which is now X. So I'm constantly posted. So we had a teachers conference here, and I traveled here for this conference. So sometimes people see that they message you, they send you a private message, oh, okay, I'm around. Would you like to meet? So, and they also get to see what you are doing from time to time. So I see social media as a very important way of keeping your wider loop of network informed of what you do. But for your inner circle, personalized updates are really helpful, so that you don't wait until you need something from them that you start to message them. But from time to time, they are constantly updating them. Oh, okay, I'm thinking of moving here, or I'm thinking of moving jobs there, so that you're aware of what you are doing.
Absolutely, having this open channel of communication. Yeah. Angela, thank you so much for sharing your insights on such a relevant topic as mentorship. And thank you for for doing this interview with us. It was lovely to have you. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in for today's episode. Make sure to check our last episode to hear more about Dr. Angela Tabiri and her career trajectory. She has a PhD, will be back soon. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, you have the power and positive impact in the world. See you soon.